Hello and welcome to Channel Sport on Sunday. I am Ken Ochonogo. Yeah, eventually it kicked off. The National Sport Festival, Edo 2020 is on. Like we said, I didn't get confused when 2021 actually, that it is 2020. We all understand that the effect of the COVID moves it over, and the year is an extended one. 2020 is the extending when it comes to sports in certain areas. It is not easy because sometimes you want to celebrate. There are a lot. We've had a lot to celebrate for the Edo festival. It actually did take off, but then there are some other aspects of it that we will discuss here when it comes to how that intergovernmental relationship needs to be carried out. Sometimes we should know when to say it is enough is enough. We shouldn't go beyond this. This is the elastic limit. This is the limit from which, if we move past here, then probably we are bordering, in that precipice of embarrassment. And I tell you, it was almost there. But then we'll ask why. We're not going to ask anybody. We're not calling them to say, why did you say this or why didn't you say this? There are things that we just ask ourselves that we should not say. There is a difference between our kids and us. They said the adults will not say everything that you see. The child hasn't formed that, hasn't gone to that level where his expectations of what to say or the repercussions of what to say, is all the child, that innocence that that they have made them believe that whatever they speak the truth, and that is what is called the childish innocence. But when you are now an adult, that is where responsibility comes with what we say, how we say it, where we say it, when we say it. And that is what we said, what happened, what transpired between the Edo State government and the Ministry of Sport borders on that, on whatever promises that was made to fund the festival. Tokyo 2020, we give you the updates here, and North Korea says we are not going. And they said it was due to COVID-19. They gave their reasons. We shall look at the implications of that pullout. Will other countries follow suit? What will be the response of the IOC, when it comes to pulling out of tournaments? But in this case, all things are actually not normal. Are you going to sanction them, or are you going to protect them when you want to protect, when you want to protect your citizens, which is the primary responsibility of every government? The Roland Garros was supposed to start, of course, in May, but then it has, of course, it's still starting in May, but they pushed it forward, a week further to say we need to see if by then, because France is already on the third lockdown, that give us a week, the period of 1 week might, reduce the intensity of, of the COVID-19 effect. And probably, the government will relax, how many fans will be allowed to come and watch, the show. So they have also taken up another decision. We shall also look at that and see, because the effect of that on other tournaments that, that had to follow after the French Open. But then yesterday, it was supposed to be a Clasico. And then, yes, it was a Clasico, but then it is Real Madrid 3, Barcelona 0. That is not the score of the match. Real Madrid has won the last 3 matches in a row. And it is now becoming, I don't know whether it is called a Clasico or it is now becoming a Halasico. It's Hala Madrid. That is where we want to start. We want to start with that. But before I go to my guys, I just want to give one more information that Efe Ajagba, yes, our own Efe, is 15-0. He knocked out his opponent, in the third round, and that means the guy has fought 15 fights with 12 knockouts. And I tell you, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, Wilder, somebody is coming in, and then that man is Efe Ajagba. He says, "I'm Nigerian, I'm not British Nigerian. I am Nigerian. Let's just start because I mean, the young one is in the house. Let us first welcome back Theophilus Abolao, the Catalan. Theo lost his father, and then all rights have just been done, and that's why you've not seen him on set. Theo, we condole with you, and we welcome you back to the set.
Thank you very much, Ken. It's good to be on the show again. Thanks for the support, by the way. Talked about the Classical. I would rather we started from somewhere.
I think it's on kind of, you know what you're
coming from.
I think it's on kind of you.
Starting with the Classical.
He's just coming back from his father's burial. It's on kind of you.
I took our time. I saw that game yesterday, and truth be told, it was just topsy-turvy. Real Madrid obviously had a plan. And from the first kick of the ball, you could tell that, yes, they knew what they were going for. And Zinedine Zidane has been able to transform that team. Yes, despite the fact that they've had their ups and downs this season, when it comes to the big matches, they know how to win these big games. And against Barcelona yesterday, the coach, fielding 5 defenders, was even... In fact, it just bewildering. And then Lionel Messi, well, they tried their possible best to keep... He tried later to take matters into his own hands, you know, the corner kick and all, but Benzema getting the first goal, Toni Kroos getting fortunate, double deflection, getting the second one, and then Barca, by a stroke of luck, Minguez are getting, pulling one back. But you could tell every time Madrid hit Barca on the counter, they looked like they were going to score. Yes, there was an appeal for a penalty later in the game. VAR witness said that it was not for Barcelona. I think the ball hit the bar again in the 94th minute. But you could tell that Barca did not have a game plan yesterday. Ronald Koeman came out after the game and tweeted that, yes, he felt they played better in the second half, which was actually true. But the damage had been done in the first half. If you do not come to play Real Madrid with a game plan in their house, what do you expect? You lose points. And now Madrid are now top of the table. Barca moved down to 3rd position. Now what that means is that Barca need to win the rest of their games and make sure that they are not tied on points with either Madrid, Atletico Madrid or Real Madrid. Because head-to-head, they lost Atletico Madrid this season. They lost Real Madrid twice already this season, which is Madrid now winning 3 Clásicos in a row for the first time since 1980. I think it's just really sad. I don't really think Ronald Koeman, I for one don't think he should continue next season.
Okay, and we still condole with you. It is the era of condolences. You can't stop that. You look at your heart, and you know there is that sympathy that comes up the same.
Are you defending yourself?
No, I'm not. Okay, let's see if we can get it. If we can see the La Liga results and the table, because it's a bit tight up there, a bit close. It's not yet an open and closed case. Every team there still have, you know, a chance. Okay. Yeah. That is the table.
Madrid up there with 66 points. Same on with Atletico.
Atletico has a game in hand.
Atletico have a game. They will go back over Madrid. Yeah, Barca with 65 points. Now the title is basically between all three of them.
All three, because even Atletico has, I think they just won 1 match in the last 4.
Yes.
And
since the turn of the new year, they've been in piss poor form.
Yeah.
Very terrible form.
So you I said, okay, if they win the next match, but what if they lose the next match? It means just Madrid. When Madrid with 8 matches to go.
Looking at the goal difference, Barca have more goals, but in the La Liga, it doesn't really matter.
The team in form coming into I think Barca went about 6 or 7 matches on a winning streak, got into this particular place. So it tells you that before this loss, although even some of those wins are, especially the last match where Dembele has to score almost to the last kick against Valladolid. You know, they struggle even with such teams. But the teams, all of them, including Real Madrid, you know, some of them will lose to Huesca, the other one will lose to Bilbao and stuff.
No, but one thing I've noticed about this Barca team, that the fear factor other teams used to have for Barcelona is no longer there with Ronald Koeman.
You want to fear one man? They only have Messi.
Just Messi.
So who do you want to fear
the
again?
Manager, there's a way. If you had gotten the team playing,
you set your team up, you know, to play against, and you have some of the best players in the world playing in your team.
I thought.
Nah, I was against his signing anyway, but then again,
no, you have to deal with it. It's one of those things.
It's one of those things. We have the club that has.
All right, let me no problem. You see, it's turn by turn.
Etafe losing at home to Cadiz, Deportivo playing the goalless draw. Atletico Bilbao, losing at home again against Levante, and the match we just talked about.
That is it. Okay.
Go mention it.
All right. Real Madrid beating Barcelona 2-1 for their third win, in a row in the El Clasico. It is becoming a one-sided El Clasico. That's what is going to happen because this year's El Clasico, they won't meet again this year in the competition.
Hopefully not. No, they're not anymore.
They're not anymore. Barcelona are in the Copa del Rey. Barcelona, so they are out. So I think, and then the league already settled. 2 wins.
2 wins exactly. So in fact, at this point, imagine everybody ends up on the same amount of points. Now it now depends on what happened with Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid, because Barca have lost to both teams already.
Okay.
But Barca they're still playing Atletico Madrid this season, though. There's still one more game. Still,
I'm sure Madrid will be rooting for you in that match. Real Madrid will be rooting for
Barcelona.
If they root for Barca and they drop point and Barca goes up, what happens?
Well,
okay, because of course head-to-head they already have against Barcelona.
Exactly.
So it's like the best of two evils. I don't know how you take that. Okay, let's see the EPL results. Let's see the EPL results. We are going somewhere. Some matches we play. We fear no evil. Some matches we played today. Those are the results yesterday.
Okay. Shocking
results. Leeds United beating Manchester City by 2-1. They even played one man down.
10 man,
at the end of the day. Then Liverpool last kick of the match beating Aston Villa yesterday after 8 losses. 8 winless streak. Sorry.
And 6 losses at home.
At home.
Yeah, 6
from the bounce.
6 consecutive losses.
Showed a reaction after the last match they played in the Premier League. This is what you want to see in a team. Okay. By the 30th minute, I think they've gone out like 3 goals up at around 30th minutes.
The team that don't react. But before we talk about that, let's see the league. Let's see the league table. Let's see the EPL. Okay, that's the top 5.
The league is almost wrapped up for me. The EPL is almost wrapped up. Manchester City.
But if United win their next 2 matches, it will be down to 8 points with 6 matches to go.
How will you get over Jose Mourinho today at his backyard? Remember what he did to you guys in Old Trafford?
Where did he do Manchester United? Yeah? What he did to Manchester United? And that's what they're playing today. Okay, let's take the next one.
Leicester City, 56 points.
And they're playing West Ham.
Yes. Chelsea back in top 4. Thomas Tuchel has done a great job since he took over. Let's say it out there. He's improved this team. They're playing better brand of football, scoring goals and conceding less goals like they were under Frank Lampard.
They conceded 5 against West Brom.
So, that was an aberration.
That's an
aberration.
Sometimes we have to point these things out. You understand? You see, these are facts. So
but look at his record before that match. They lost their key defender early on in that game.
Today, Manchester United will travel to Tottenham.
White Hart Lane.
Yeah, and there are some teams that are not in top 5 that are also meeting today. I think West Ham will take on Leicester City. And then I think
Arsenal should be playing.
Arsenal will be taking Sheffield United.
Yes.
Okay.
On a lighter note, though, let's have to do with that. But I remember I saw a tweet that said Prince Philip lived for 99 years.
Yeah.
And didn't see Arsenal lift the Champions League.
Wow.
And then it got me thinking. So when you see Obum wailing and complaining on social media, you really cannot blame him. He support the team that makes you look
okay. I know that this morning is moving around.
That was below the belt.
No. Here we speak facts.
Yeah, we do.
Here we speak facts. I will take it there. Okay, let's see. Let's go to the Bundesliga and see what is happening in Germany. Bayern are now the first club to qualify for the Champions League. Even they drew Bayelsa, 1-1. That draw didn't take it away from them. As it stands now, they are on 65 points, and they will never go below.
To win the title.
They win their ninth straight
title. Their ninth league title. So it is all there. The teams pursuing
them during the midweek in the Champions League at home.
Yeah.
But
3 goals, we'll get to that point.
We'll take that. But then this is how it stands. These are the top 5.
Dortmund not doing so well this season.
Yeah, but they won yesterday.
Yeah.
Jude Bellingham scoring his first goal for them.
I think Dortmund's season has been all about Erling Haaland.
It is the money they want to make out of it.
It's just about Erling Haaland.
Sometimes
I don't think Dortmund care at this point now.
This was one of the reasons why Jurgen Klopp left Dortmund. Because not only were they selling their best player, they were selling their best player to a rival, to Bayern. The Lewandowski we're talking about, whose effect actually affected them, because the absence, they playing to his strength, is arguably the best striker in the world right now. The stats show it, whatever it is. But him being out at this crucial stage has affected them. I mean, you're talking about the fear factor. If Lewandowski is there, the coach will plan against that, and one or two persons will be at watch. Who will not be
and you get space for two other players
to do whatever they want to do. So that is the thing. Bayern, they are up there. They've qualified, but let's see if they're going to win the league. They just pick it up. It's just like what Celtic was doing
until a certain Gerrard appeared on the scene.
Sunday we'll take the start. We'll take the start for Scotland, because when Celtic start winning, they will win 9 times. When they start winning, they will win 9 times. That is how it is. That 10th one. They don't want any team to go to pick it up. But I said I think it was doing Alex Ferguson then when they handled Aberdeen. And they said this is for League One results. PSG came back to winning ways because before then Lille they were 6 points ahead. Because Lille played on Friday. So that's how it is.
Very open.
PSG, Pochettino still believe, but then this is if it doesn't take time, I don't think it's possible.
3 points, it's very possible.
It's very possible. But Lille are playing the game of their life. They beat PSG at home.
It's true.
I mean, that is a statement.
Lille have been very
that is because that was where they went 3 points. That was where these 3 points clear. They went.
He's got his mojo back.
It's because as a result of defeating
PSG.
Manchester United always ruined
him.
Dupay's career. But Dupay's playing is like it seems like a man on fire.
But he had a point to prove, because they made a mess of him at Manchester United.
No, he did like sometimes players will have that, just like what there is 72 million pounds player is yet to find his feet. That's somewhere dancing at the pitch of play. So sometimes
you gotta go during the midweek. I won't take that from you.
Sometimes these things happen. Like for me, I loved him. I like players who has confidence, who believe in themselves. He believes in his abilities. He's one of the best. Like you said, United mismanaged certain talents.
That's the right one.
Himself, Wilfred Zaha,
and this guy, this former
Romelu
Lukaku.
No, that went to PSG. Slim.
Herrera.
No.
Di Maria. You understand?
And it was they all happened under
within those yes, of course, within that period of transition, and the coaches trying to put their feet down, things happen. They want to get, just like player going to a club for the very first time, they want to get that confidence of the coach and stuff like that. So they hit the ground running, and that is a result. We're not coming in, and then you are trying to take over from somebody who is a legend, who just won the league with the same set of players that you had. So it didn't turn out fine. But then these players, and we look at where they are all going. Depay at a point, Barcelona were so chasing him. Look at Lukaku now. Maybe even Man City.
Talking about buying him back.
A lot of them are going there. So these are players you let go at their formative years.
And
you complain about Lukaku not having a good first touch. Meanwhile, he's the highest goal scorer in the history of Belgium football. He's the top national top scorer. That is a team that's played the semi-final of the World Cup.
He has very incredible stats if you look at it.
So I mean if we have the Serie A, probably we can take that. Okay, or maybe we go to Benin. I didn't tell you that probably we're linking up in Benin when it is set. We'll try and do that, and then get you some interviews at what is going on at the National Sports Festival.
Do we target with the big teams not being patient enough with players? Look at Kevin De Bruyne when he was in Chelsea. He didn't get the chance when he played. They hooked him before the end of the match. But now he's matured a bit, and look at what he's doing in Manchester City. I think it's common with big teams not giving being patient with these players.
Sometimes the younger player coming in, there are players you cannot displace. Everybody talk about a terrain. I go back to Manchester United again. But then there was one player called Gerard Piqué, one of the best defenders you can ever think of. When he left Barcelona to Manchester United, he was in the team. But then you have a Rio Ferdinand and Nemanja Vidic combination,
the greatest centre back player in the Premier League.
If you remove them, there is Wes Brown, there is O'Shea, there is Johnny Evans. There are a lot of centre backs.
And you didn't mention that one. You used in The one you sent to us now.
No, Sylvester was not playing a centre back because Sylvester was
But he
playing.
was part of he was part of that
Even
role.
then, I know even some Manchester United.
He played in centre
back. Yeah. So at the point he settled in the left back position after Phil Neville. He took over from Phil Neville before Evra, now came in. So you get those things that you look at when will I? So they'll say instead of I don't want to go on loan. It's okay. Let me just go back. Yeah. Look at Kelechi Iheanacho. Pep had so much confidence in him. I remember in his first Manchester debut, he started him. But then we now have players where it was difficult for him to displace. And Pep said, this is a young player. When he was to go to Leicester, Pep said, can we put a buyback clause? Yeah. And he said, no, I just want to leave and stuff like that.
So that is at the same time, we're not being able to displace. You look at a player like Mo Salah. Mo Salah moved over to
Roma,
and he was a good player there, but he wasn't even the best player in Roma at the time.
Of course.
And then in his first season at Liverpool under a young club, he becomes the player of the season in the Premier League, and he's been up there ever since. Exactly. So I think sometimes yes, you come to a new team, a coach believes in you, and
the environment,
strength, the environment and everything works in your favor.
The coaching helps a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
All right, let's take some during the midweek. Because it will be how do I say it? I don't want to say that we wouldn't want to take those results. Let's take the Champions League and Europa League results that happened during the week. Okay. All right, we won't do that yet. Let's go to Benin. Let's go to Benin because I'm being told that we have our correspondent right there to give us what is happening. Give us the latest update. Sisi, how are you?
Good afternoon, Ken, and good afternoon, everyone in the studio.
Good afternoon, Sisi.
What is the latest in Benin? What is happening over there? You are looking bright, and I don't want to use the SB because I would have said you are looking bright and beautiful, but I know you are looking bright, Sisi. What is happening in Benin?
Sorry, I don't think about that too. Okay, right now I will just finish from. I went to Bayelsa this morning for the game between Team Lagos and Team Kaduna for the female football event. It ended 4-0 in favor of Team Lagos, of course. And later, I went to the Western Boys High School in Oba Hill. So the game between Team Edo and, of course, Team Imo just ended. Team Lagos won, but Team Edo won 3-1. And, of course, in that game, the deputy governor of the state, who happens to be the chairman of the LOC, actually came in the final moments of the game. But he missed a sitter, coming in to try to help his team to more goals. But he ended 3-1. So
did your camera grab that sitter?
Trust us, we definitely not miss that. We're waiting for it because he came on just like few minutes extra time. The game was almost over when he came up because the player got injured. So he had to come in. So he took captain armband. We're like, okay, fine. What's he going to do? Will he make a difference and all that? See if they can have more goals. But he had the opportunity to do that. Well, he just couldn't do it. So the game ended 3-1. Yes, it was a very interesting game because the scoreline is not really a reflection of what happened on the field of play.
Okay.
Because the goalkeeper for Team Edo was really at his best. I mean, he had like 4 consecutive saves. They could have scored 2 or more goals, but it just wasn't to be. But then Team Edo right now, you have both the men and the women. They are in the final.
They're in the final.
Of course, Team Lagos, they're in the finals of the men's event, of the men and women's event. Then Team Lagos, from the reports reaching us, Team Lagos are leading FCT 2-0. That one is taking place at Ubawa. That's the Uniben Sports Complex. So the winner of that one will definitely face Team Edo. So it's likely we're going to be having Team Edo men and women playing
Lagos.
Team Lagos and Team Edo, both men and women playing each other for a gold medal match. That's what we should be expecting in the final of the football event. That's what has been happening so far across other centers, because the way this National Sports Festival Edo 2020 is designed, you have sporting events scattered across the state. It's like from one end of the state to the other. Uniben is the beginning of Edo State, and Ikobai is like towards the end, you're going towards the northern part of Edo State. Just imagine the distance. And that's how it is. Then at the National Stadium, where you have the track and field event, it's currently going on. The women's heat, the 200 meters, that one has finished. And of course, the pole vault is going on over there. And then later, we're going to be having the 400 meters men final. We'll be looking forward to that. Then the relay, of course, the heat will also be today. And the mixed relays, where you have the men and women competing against each other, that will also be later in the day. The heat will be later in the day, like maybe 1 hour from now, that's why I'm actually in the bus, rushing to get back to the stadium to see if I can actually meet that, because it will be, one of the interesting games everyone will be looking forward to.
Yeah.
Mixed relay is just newly introduced to track and field, so it's something we'll be looking forward to. And for updates from yesterday, we know how Bayelsa has been dominating when it comes to gold medals and all that. But Edo somehow were able to beat them to the 4x100 meters medley for the women's event. Edo winning a gold medal. So it's a surprise for all of us that happened much, much later in the evening when Team Edo surprisingly, won. Delta came second, and Bayelsa, where you have the Gabe sisters competing. Between those girls, they've won 11 gold. I'm talking about gold medals alone. They've won 11 gold medals. So Team Bayelsa, they won a total of they're good of all the gold medals they've won. So two sisters have actually won more than any other swimmer in
Okay, Sissy, we are going on a short break. But before you get to Ekoba, we catch you up. We bring you back. We bring you back on the show. Don't just switch off. We stay with you.
I'll try. All right.
All right. Okay, that's it. We want to go on a short break. She's on her way from Bowo to Ekoba. If you know Benin very well, like you said, it's like you're moving from the Lagos axis to the northern axis. We'll go on a short break. When we come back, we're going to link up with Sissy right there in Benin City. welcome back. And we'll be going back to Benin City because Sisi is there. We also have Dan Igali. We have, we are going to reach there. Sisi, calm down. So before we go to Daniel, the sport commissioner for Bayelsa State, let's briefly round up with Sisi Lomoregbe. Yeah. Hello. Yes, Sisi, we are back. We are back. I know you are still on your way, so no problem. You'll get there soon. Let me ask you this. Yeah, okay. The facilities over there. You said scattered all over. Some of them they are using some schools and whatever. What have you observed? Have there been upgrading of facilities? Have there been new facilities? Will this be what you have seen, or just patch up for us to use it, and after that we'll go back to square one?
No, I don't think so. We were even thinking all the events were going to take place at the Nationals at the Ogbemudia Stadium, because if you look at the stadium, you have everything from the gymnasium to the boxing hall and everything. You have it, but because you're having more states coming in, and Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium is not as big as you have the National Stadium is Abuja. Apparently, that's why you have some sporting events taking place outside the stadium. For instance, the boxing gym is at Etete. You have the traditional sports at Airport Road. Then you have the football events, which couldn't take place on the field simply because track and field will be taking place at the National Stadium. So that's why they had to use other venues for some of these events, because it's just a 14 days program. 14 days program. It's not on the second, it will end on the 14th, so like about 12 days program. So they don't have that time, to have all the events, at different times. Most events are happening simultaneously. So because of that, it has to be at different venue. For instance, the football is between Western Boys High School, Kuba Hill, and of course, Uniben Sports Complex at Ubo. As I mentioned, you have the other events also scattered around. But the facilities at the National Stadium at the Ogbemudia Stadium in Benin City is one of the best I have seen. It's one of the best I've seen. I mean, it's top notch, from the swimming pool to the gymnasium to the other halls where other events are taking place, to the tennis courts and all that. It's a very beautiful edifice, and I hope it can be maintained. But I've spoken with the deputy governor of the state, who said that, look, the reason why they're actually playing most of the football game at night is even because of the floodlights. They want the floodlights to be functioning at all times, so that they don't have a situation whereby they want to have some events and of course there will be no lights and all that. So they want to be making use of those facilities. Like he talked about, the Ogbe hard court will be brought back. I'm talking about tennis right now. So if that is brought back, it simply means the tennis courts also will be busy at all times. So they're thinking of organizing other major tournaments, especially leagues, also the basketball league, the handball league, the football league at state level. So if that happens, it simply means these facilities will be busy. And when it's busy, of course, you don't have a choice than to maintain these facilities.
Okay, your way to we'll be tracking you. I hope you give us updates while you get there. We want to transit now and speak with Danny Gali, who is also right there to give us updates. Thank you, Sisi. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right. Okay. Okay, I think we are getting pictures now also from Benin of the Commissioner for Sports in Bayelsa State, Dan Igali. Hello, Mr. Gali, how are you?
I'm very good, and you?
We are fine. We are fine. We are fine. I don't know how to start singing this because Bayelsa. Dan, no, we are not talking. If we want to talk about, normally when we get you here, we're excited because wrestling is doing so well, so we're talking about the dynamite. And then here we are. Bayelsa, after the last check, your gold medal is getting up to 40. I don't know what is happening. What is the miracle that is going on?
We have a miracle governor. We have a miracle governor who wants miraculous things to happen. A governor who was a former commissioner for youth and sports development, and coincidentally, Bayelsa had their best festival when he was commissioner for sports, and that was 4th position.
Okay.
And before we came here, the governor gave a charge that we should not fall below the 4th position, that we should either maintain his record or beat it. And I think it is the resolve of every athlete, every coach, every official here to try to beat his record. I think that's what's happening.
Bayelsa has, I think the population of Bayelsa is probably about 2 local governments in Lagos when you take Shobolu or whatever. You have, is it 6 or 8 local governments you have in Bayelsa? How many? How many local governments? Is it 6 or 8?
Well, Bayelsa should have 20 local governments. So I don't really want to go there. With what the military people have done by indiscriminately giving local governments to people who they like, it should not be the rationale for how we are judged. But they say we have 8 local governments.
Okay, they say you have 8. Okay, I like that statement. It's a political statement, whatever. Okay, but we are talking sport, Dan, and then I think it's quite beautiful when results start coming in. Coincidentally, the star of this festival is from Bayelsa State, and then of course, but. If we are talking about some medals, about 11, 12 medals coming from swimming, but you have around 40 medals. Was it a preparation? You talk about your governor supporting you, but then how long has it taken you to pick, to prepare your team for this National Sport Festival?
No, if you talk about support, we've gotten virtually everything we wanted from the governor. Whatever we requested, we were given, and you can see that showing here in the results. As at the last count, we have about 41 gold medals. Our target is to hit about 50. We're being a bit greedy now. but I must use this opportunity to thank His Excellency, the Governor of Bayelsa State, Senator Doediri, for all the love he has shown to our sportsmen and women and the support he gave to all of us to come here. And to the Deputy Governor, who is my direct supervisor, the Lawrence Erijako, Senator, who was very meticulous, has been involved in virtually every process of our preparations and planning. And I think combined with a very good team of technocrats at the Ministry of Youth and Sports Development, the Director of Sports and his team, and athletes who are ready to give the last drop of their blood to represent Bayelsa, I think you are seeing the results now.
Okay, I can see you smiling because I know when those postponements were were going on. Sometimes I speak with you, and in your voice, I see a man who feels, guy, let me go and show myself. Why are they doing this to me? And okay, behind you is somebody you want to introduce to us. Who is she?
I will let her introduce herself to you, but you just mentioned the golden. You just mentioned the golden girl of the games, someone who has individual goals of about 7 gold medals and combined medals of about what, 15? About 15 medals won here. She will introduce herself, so I'll give way for her to.
Okay, to you. Okay, let's have if you say day. Can you pronounce it again? Pronounce it. If you Zigbe. Okay. I know you sound innocent, but what you are doing in the pool is not innocent. You are destroying the pool.
That is the work of God, sir.
That is the work of God. Okay. You went to the other national sport festival in Abuja before this. Yeah. Take us back to that and this, and within these years, what has changed from the nearly lady to the champion and the face of the National Sport Festival?
Yes, the last National Sports Festival, I won 14 silver. And then we are not prepared like this one that our miracle governor is in, because then I was training in Port Harcourt on my own before I went for the festival. But this one, our governor brought us together. Everybody should train together, and he prepared us for this competition. And he said we should beat his record. So we put that in heart for us to beat the record, and we are doing it.
So wait, you got 14 silver medals and no gold at Abuja. Is that
yes.
14? And how did you feel each
silver, no gold?
14 silver. How did you feel then when somebody, somebody just beating you, and 14 times you were almost there?
I felt bad. That's why I have to reinforce with the support of my governor and my commissioner and the director of sports. They said, you feel you don't have to go back. You don't have to go back there without the same face. You have to come back as a golden girl. So that is what I did.
All right. How long have you been swimming?
For 18 years now.
You've been swimming for 18 years.
Yes, sir.
I don't know. I don't have MRI because you look 18. I don't know whether you're swimming from your womb, from the womb. So I don't know, but that is the truth. But let us take it this way. Your marks, how good are your marks, in Africa, and looking at swimmers all over the world are doing in the same event that you are doing? How do you measure your own time compared to the African times and then the Olympic times?
Yeah, the times are big, massive difference because we are not like the whites. And besides, we in swimming, there's no much competition like the way that you will compete and hope for other competition. After this one, we don't think of even having another competition. So what we think when we train, there's no competition. We just relax and planning to go for festival. So my rank in Africa, the last time I went for the All-African game, I was 10th in my own event.
Okay.
In the rank, I was
the Egyptians and South Africans,
so,
yeah.
But now I'm better than then. So
okay.
I've not gone for African games now.
So do you look, say, okay, fine, with the improved training, the support you are having, that if you go to the All-Africa Games now, that you might get a medal, you might be on the podium, maybe get a bronze in any of the events?
Yes, I'm sure. With the support that I have now, yeah. I believe I will get a medal from the All-African Games.
Who are the swimmers who have inspired you? Have you read the story of Michael Phelps?
Yeah, I've heard the story of Michael Phelps. I've heard the story of Sarah, the breaststroker. But the one that really inspired me is our senior swimmer, Antiochia from Rivers State.
Okay.
She was my goal because she was the one that encouraged us for us to go. No matter how we are losing, he said, if you go, I know that you will make it one day. She was the one that keep encouraging us.
Okay. Do you see yourself making the Olympic mark?
The Olympic, that is my dream. That is what I'm dreaming of. So I'm very prepared to go for the Olympics.
Are your times good enough to qualify you for the Olympics?
I think so. Yeah.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure speaking with you. But before we leave, I would like. Is Dan still there with you?
Yes, sir.
I'm here.
Okay. All right. Okay. I want to have both of you there. Dan, I just asked her about Michael Phelps. The last time I checked this morning, Dan, Michael Phelps received 23 gold medals, two silver and 3 bronze medals, 28. The most successful Olympian is there. Bayelsa, you can see what Bayelsa is doing, being there while having good swimmer can propel. I will check the. We'll check the table and we'll see, because she has won more medals than maybe about 20 or 30 states as at the last count. I will look at the table after this and we'll see whatever it is when you have that. But like I said, I checked Michael Phelps, and Michael Phelps is worth $60 million. How are you and your team prepared in marketing IFI so that, the sponsors, can say, okay, here is a face that can advertise, that we can identify with her, and then also yet that a star is born. What are you just going to give her $1 million per gold medal? Okay, that is enough for you to go and start marketing or to go and start having a pond somewhere. What are you going to do for her?
Well, she is employed by the civil defense. Yep, my assistant. Okay, it's assistant at civil defense.
Okay,
we employed her. It's the Bayelsa State Sports Council
yes.
that employed her.
Yeah.
But you see, I understand what you are saying. It's just unfortunate that in this part of the world, the corporate world has not quite glued into supporting athletes and getting them money, endorsement deals and stuff. We've tried quite a bit, but since I've been here, I've not had any athlete who has done what she's done.
Yeah.
At a personal level, I did promise that any athlete who wins the most gold medals, I'll give $1,000, and she has already taken the $1,000. I was hoping that nobody would do it, so I put it in my pocket. But I'm really happy she has done well. When we get back to Bayelsa, I know the government will do quite a bit for someone like this to support her, because she has really promoted the image of Bayelsa here. And we will also try to look at other extraneous support for her. As you know, the corporate world has not, like I said, cashed in on this, but we'll see if something will come out for her.
And probably, maybe from the Ministry of Sports, you can have a billboard of welcome to Bayelsa, the face of Bayelsa. I think she deserves that recognition. I don't know. I'm just suggesting.
She deserves that and more.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, Dan. It's always a pleasure speaking with you. You are. I mean,
thank you
your
very
part.
Much.
We will bring you, and we shall talk. And if he, don't worry, we shall get you. When Dan is coming to Lagos, he will bring you to the studio, and we shall also talk with you. Enjoy the festival.
Thank
you very much.
All right. Okay.
Amazing stuff. Amazing, really.
Okay, that is the medal table.
Wow.
Rivers are 11. She and her sister has 11 gold medals. That means she and her sister have won more gold medals than 33 states of the federation.
Please, can we go down? Let's know where some of us, where we are. Can they go down?
No, she and her sister has 11.
I agree to that. Let's go down. Let's know where some of us are.
Okay, while we are waiting for that, that is the medal.
Your state is leading. Delta state is leading.
Yeah, Delta traditionally it has been from 1973 till now. I remember.
No, don't overblow it.
No, sometimes you guys need to understand the history. You know, if you don't know where you're coming from, you know where you're going to. So when I tell you this, you just have to take it that this is how it is. From 77, it was Lagos, then Lagos, Midwest. I remember Kaduna 77, and then Delta, Bendel was, if you look at medal, I think they were in the 70-something medal. The next state was Lagos, about 28 or so medal. So it is not a question of
always been
it's a counter.
At the end of the day, you are waxing lyrical because it's Delta. That's what it is. You forget conveniently.
You don't have to shoot. You don't have to shoot me below the belt.
You forget conveniently that Dan Igali is a gunner, but here on set, you are fond of trying as much as possible to slate the Arsenal.
He has done it
culture.
Again.
He's done it again. You know how to do it.
This is art in trade.
So Ken,
we are going to open the lines. I think I'm being disturbed right here. Ken, we are going to open the lines.
If you can get us the rest of the table, please.
Ken,
get the rest of the table.
So I don't forget something.
Yes.
Athlete promotion. I don't think we have this extensive athlete promotion policy because at the end of the day, we keep saying we don't want the administrators to be the protagonists. They should not be the ones that we talk the most about. It should be about these superstars. You look at this lady, what she's been able to do is immense. From being a serial, almost similar to what the likes of Andy Murray, Evan Lendl, all they had been trying to do that they almost never did until they actually achieved it. This is something that we ought to be celebrating by now. You asked the question, okay, yes, he's done his own part. I talk about Dr. Igali. Then the governor also will do his own part. But beyond all of those things, the lady needs to enjoy more of promotions beyond just what scholarship she's going to get. Because at the end of the day, you now need to start talking about how these guys are better promoted. It is when we promote more the athletes, more the superstars as the brand that we can get it right. That's when we start talking about sport business.
Ronaldo. Look at when they got to you guys get those stars. When they got to the Serie A. He has more followers than his club. He has even the league itself. And that is the thing.
Jimmy was talking about policy document for how to market this. I think it's beyond policy document now. I think it's something needs, mental-wise, something needs to change. Yeah. When Jimmy was talking, I remember the case of a certain Wellington G. Herring, World Scrabble champion in Nigeria.
Now he's been old.
They are still. You remember the show we had here?
Yes.
She also won gold now.
Exactly.
She won gold in the the lines are open. You can join. That is the number there. You can join the discussion. But in trying to talk about that, if it is possible, let's see that there was a glitch, if I can use that word, in the national sport. The few days after they started, the Edo State local organizing committee people came out and said, we are going to stop the games. and they came up with this particular statement. If that statement is ready, we can have it.
The local organizing committee Edo 2020 regrets to announce that it will end the games abruptly tomorrow, Thursday, April 8, 2021, for lack of funds. Rising from an emergency meeting this evening, the LOC says it has to take this hard decision due to lack of funds, having expected its reserves to kickstart the games. Regrettably, the FG is yet to redeem its pledge to support us as the host state financially for the cost of postponement. So we are left with no option than to end the games at noon tomorrow. Eboimena Musa, Project Manager, Media and Communications.
All right, and the Ministry of Sport now responded after this. They responded after this.
Tiny.
National Sports Festival in Benin continues. The Ministry of Youth and Sports Development has clarified that 20th National Sports Festival, Edo 2020, is going on as planned, with competitions going on as scheduled. The ministry and the main organizing committee, MOC, for the festival are unaware of any plans or threat by the Edo State government to shut down the sports festival, as there has been no official meeting or communications that relate such information. The Honorable Minister, Permanent Secretary, and directors are on ground in Benin City, where the festival is holding, and it's expected that the Edo State government will formally invite the ministry for a meeting should any urgency exist around the National Sports Festival, or communicate officially with the main organizing committee for the festival. The ministry has no such communication. For the records, the Edo State government, due to the cost implications of postponements occasioned by the COVID-19 pandemic, requested financial assistance from the federal government through the Ministry of Youth and Sports Development. The ministry has since been at work to secure the financial assistance, with which it believes is being processed. The Ministry of Youth, the MYSD and the Edo State government are determined to deliver a successful National Sports Festival. Raymond Balogun, Assistant Director of Press.
All right, we'll look at this. I'm brief. I'm told that we have Ruben right there. Ruben, we want to go on. We'll take you briefly. We want to go on a break. Can you? All right, you just hold on.
He's a sapele, can you?
Yeah, Ruben, yeah, of course. Yes.
I'll call.
Just hold on. When we come back from the break, we'll take your call.
Okay.
Yeah. the atmosphere in those festivals, when you are there, I don't know. Anyway, I'm told that Ruben who lost the call. Ruben try and call back. You are in Sapele there. I wanted to, you like. I wanted to give it back to you. Ask you Sapele to be near this festival is taking place. I want to hear if you are calling us. Call back, if you are calling us from the venue of these events. If you don't, the thing that you've been saying here today, I'll give it back to you. Anyway, okay, Ray back. Wow. Okay. All right, Ruben, let's hear you. Yes.
Mr. Ken, don't worry. You don't. I'm back. Yes, I'm back. Yes,
So
you don't have to black me.
I don't have to black. Where are you calling from?
Yes, I'm calling from Sapele, and I listened to almost. I'm calling from Bayelsa.
Okay. And you have not gone to watch any of the.
No, I'm gone now. I'm going to take my kids.
Which event have you watched? Which event?
The girl dominating the swimming competition.
Are you from Bayelsa?
No, I'm from Delta State.
That girl is from Bayelsa.
Yes, but the truth is that Delta State remains on top. You understand?
Yeah. Okay, let's hear you. Go ahead. Let's get your contribution.
Yes, everybody will get some stuff, as you see, and what do you know, they carry land.
Okay.
We try to get train everybody, but we see contribution in the fact that Delta is still on top of the table.
Yeah.
So I was pointing to my son and telling him that watch, this is how we are going to dominate when the time comes.
How old is your son?
The little one is 5 and very training.
Okay. So which sporting events are you putting him through now?
One is a footballer and the other is a swimmer.
Swimmer. Do you swim or you play football with your mouth?
Yeah. No, I play football. I play at Even Star Club during my time.
You are not retired.
Yes, I'm retired. I'm happily retired.
Oh, happily retired. Thank you.
So what I want to encourage is I want to say that some of these, besides the ladies, saying that after the festival there will be no competition for them and all that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Let us encourage some of these organizations, big organizations, to keep this informed. Let them organize shows. We watch Big Brother Africa. Now I heard Big Brother Africa is going to start 100 million on people going into the house again. What's some of these sponsors to organize smaller events so that we can also be drawn close to the athletes and know them by their name, see them on billboard, and also celebrate them. This is how, if things of competition are organized all over, and we have confidence in organizing this thing, we will have this business under check. I tell you, most of our youth are taking into this thing called Yahoo. The only way you can cover some of these things is for us to organize some competition, keep these children busy, engage in one form of activities, and you see that some of these social vices will be done in no time. I just say that people who are listening that have the capacity to organize such will begin to do that after
under the net room.
Thank you, and I give this to Junior and
Obum.
my Arsenal fan there.
You must throw stones. Good evening. Good afternoon. You see. I have not
These
said...
are the people you have mentored. These are the people you have encouraged over time.
Over time.
The thing is that I love you Arsenal guys. I love you guys.
Ken,
No.
it's not clearly mentioned Obum. And Ken, as regards what happened between the LOC and the LOC, I think it's a failure on the part of the administrators to have ensured there was a communication strategy on ground. I mean, something that they know when there are issues, they clearly can come together. I disagree that there was
no communication.
No,
I disagree.
Okay, why do you disagree?
See, they've come to this critical decision. For them to get to them, obviously they've been asking. You can't tell them that there's no communication between LOC and
Obum, I did not say there wasn't any communication. What I said is, Obum, What I said is, if there is a strategy plan that takes care of the possibilities, the scenarios that we could have where there will be crisis, then you need to consider the kind of communication, the way you disseminate information. Look at what just happened. It's an embarrassment, whether you like it or not. So the question begs, regardless of whether there have been shenanigans going on between the two sides, it doesn't really matter. But what we are saying is, manage your issues internally. Ensure that...
Let's go to Ikorodu. We have Samuel on the line. Hello, Samuel. Samuel, how are you?
Hi.
Yeah. Go on.
Wow. Sorry about that.
Okay. Even leading to this sports festival, the issue of additional funding has always been on the table.
Yeah.
So them coming out to say that they were not, these things were not communicated to them officially, that there were issues, it is plain to the gallery. I strongly feel that I'm not holding any brief for them, but I just feel that for them to issue that statement it was a last resort. Because for them to do that, they would have reached out, and nothing is coming.
This is how I mean.
Let me say, if we're all discussing the same thing, like you said. When these issues were ongoing, we carried it here, we discussed it here.
Definitely.
And then Edo says, at a point, they said, we are not going to do this festival because we don't have money.
Definitely. So now, I go ahead.
The Minister of Sports said, go ahead. Invite, pick the date, and then say, we are going to give you. That's why at a point, we're not certain. Even we're talking about 2 or 3 days into the festival. We say we're not sure if it was going to start because there has not been that release of funds.
But we always know that there is difference between approval and release.
No, it's approval and release. I mean, I don't know where you are working to. Approval, I mean,
this is a contingency.
Before you ask them to go on, it is not the duty of Edo State government to know whether approval or release. Their own is release. If you are sure that you're not assuring them of approval, you are assuring them of release. Because, I mean, okay, Victor is here from hello, Victor. Victor, how are you?
I think we lost that.
All right. Let me just finish. Okay. Let me just finish. What I'm trying to say is this, that it is you said go ahead, the money will be available. They said they are not, because I mean your vendors you pay them. Our contractors,
don't forget it is palliative support.
No, they needed that whatever name you call it.
Yeah.
They needed that fund in order to take. They said without this one we cannot take off. So it is beyond palliative. You're not trying. Are you getting
it? To Jimmy what
that is what they need. But where to me is that before you now go to the public to release a statement that you are going to stop it. Did you tell them internally?
Internally, did you have an...
Because both parties are in Benin.
Exactly.
Are you getting it?
Yes.
That is the embarrassing part of it.
Exactly.
Quite embarrassing that got results for them.
Yeah.
But I think before we got to that stage, I think maybe they should not have started that competition without having gotten the funds. Because at the end of the day...
Exactly.
At the end of the day, if you consider the fact that the Edo State government had spent a lot of money right from when they had been declared host, right from 20-something months that they had been declared host, from when Dalong was the minister.
Yes.
So the question begs, if they knew that this could happen, why did they not avoid it? By ensuring that they got the funds before going ahead with the competition, especially knowing the fact that these things could happen. In our sporting climate.
Okay, let's go to Abia. Let's go to Abia.
Paul from Abia.
Hello, Paul. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How is everything?
We are okay.
I want to say something about our local organization of the Nigerian Sports Festival. They have tried their best. They are doing their job there.
Yeah.
So one thing I want to say is that Lagos City Marathon, the Lagos people also tried by hosting it yesterday, which the Kenyan man won the men's side, the Ethiopian woman won the women's side, isn't it?
Yeah.
Please, I want to update me about the principal cup, how it's going. Thank you very much.
We'll try and get where they are for now, because I think the zonal finals have already been done, and they're supposed to meet at Abuja and play. At a point, we thought we were going to play in Lagos, but probably logistics and whatever. But we'll get in touch with the organizing committee of that competition, and then probably by next edition of this show, when we have a concrete facts and give it to you. Okay, that's that. Oh, yeah. Okay, that is Paul.
At the end of the day, we are still talking about the malfeasance in our structure. Our structure, the architecture has not worked, and that's why you are having this kind of issues when the competition had gone on the way. I mean,
Jimmy,
the question
you don't
is...
require structure in this one. This is
the
application
question
of
is,
common sense.
we understand that...
We're about going.
If you're Jagba, fantastic win for him, but I think that the top rank, the promoters, they need to do more. They need to give him better competition. He can't be fighting against a 40-year-old veteran, though knocking him out, and you expect that...
They are building his CV. Tomorrow that you tell me the boat he fought, I trust you.
Well, Manchester United going to...
How is it your business?
It's my business. It's my business. Mourinho have it all to prove today.
Anyway, what anybody else needs to prove on that? Okay. Ajuri, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
We are fine.
Okay. I really appreciate your analysis. I want to go straight. The revelation from this state sports festival, that lady, or the two sisters from
Bayelsa, yes.
Yes, I believe that the press, you guys can take it a bit further. How do I say it? If Nigeria wants to become a household name in the Olympics or whatever, I think we need to either those state governments, you guys can get in touch with the state government to sponsor this girl outside this country, because leaving these ladies here, we will not, I don't see them going beyond what they are doing now. But if the state government can take them, sponsor them out of the country to probably one of these European countries or America, so that they can improve on their ability.
Thank you, Aljuri. We have to go.
All right. All right.
Thank you very much. This has been Channel Sport on Sunday. Until next week, we don't know what happens. Forget vengeance is mine, said the Lord. I'm Kenneth. Have a blessed Sunday.